All right, Norman, let us go to our international affairs commentator Shamsul Alam Pantho. I'm pretty sure he has lot things to add on today's discussion, sir.
Thanks for passing me the mantle. Of course, you had opened with the breaking news regarding how Israel has taken a strike against Qatar this time around. Of course, Israel says it was to target the Hamas leadership, but even countries like Russia is coming out of outright condemnation of Israel breaking international law and targeting the sovereignty of Qataris and the Qatari administration. Alongside this, we look at this region. Nepalese Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli had stepped down from office in the wake of deadly protest, and immediately afterwards the Nepalese army was mobilized to take the situation under control after 2 days of deadly protest. But aside from that, the entire world seems to be looking into the Middle Eastern region. As Norman was pointing out, this aggression that Israel is showing towards its neighboring neighborhood is actually putting the Middle East into a very escalatory situation. Qatar, as you know, is one of those countries that acts like a bridge between East and the West. If you look at the Doha airport, and the attack had happened in Doha itself in a residential block where almost 5 senior Hamas leadership was there. They are, of course, part of the negotiation team from Hamas, and of course it was not only Qatar that was trying to mediate efforts of this aggression, it was also Egypt. And today just only proves to show how the Middle Eastern countries, the silence will now stop, in my opinion, and we understand that entire country is in the face of attack, and of course any whatsoever attempt at mediation between Hamas and Israel, and if not the Palestinians and Israel, are coming to a halt, as the foreign minister and the prime minister of Qatar had addressed the press, and he had said we are no longer going to take any kind of steps towards this mediation effort.
Did you find any retaliation effort from Qatar?
Right now, Qatar does not seem to be in any kind of escalatory mood, but there was one notion between the United States of America and Qatar, stating that Qatar was not notified of this assault beforehand, and the U.S. administration is in indecision, if you would like to call it. The word would be indecision.
But according to Norman, I found the vibe that kind of United States had the permission to go for this attack. International relation based on trust, interest and geographical region. First, I want to put this question to our international affairs commentator Shamsul Alam Pantho. So far we know and world knows Israel is direct allies of United States. Qatar is also a huge strategic partner of United States, and United States has the biggest base, largest base in Qatar. But Qatar is under attack by the another US direct allies. What is the consequence? What is the message goes to the other allies and opponents?
Thanks for the question. I'll try to recap. Remember the 12-day war with Israel and Iran. And Iran had taken to the notion to let Qatar know that one day it might be Israel that is attacking Qatar. And you know, just the Strait of Hormuz is controlled by Iran. And if you look at what are the hostilities that Israel pose in the region, Israel had attacked Iran, Israel had attacked Syria, and Israel continues to attack places in southern Lebanon. And today Israel has chosen to strike in Qatar. This has a spillover effect. These 4 countries, Iran, Syria, Lebanon and Qatar, they have all been subjugated to the actions of Israel. Immediately afterwards, the British, the French and the Germans, respective governments had come out in condemnation of Israel's acts. The Netherlands is imposing a persona non grata to almost 2 far-right ministers in Israel, Itamar Ben-Gvir and of course Smotrich. We are both getting a persona non grata label, which is of course they will not be able to travel to the European Union states. As this Israeli aggression goes on, in foreign lands, the entire international community comes to understand that this is now turning into a pariah terroristic state. This is of course my views on the matter. Today, if Saudi Arabia, Bahrain and other US allies in the region, if they were to take the mantle to discuss a negotiation term with Hamas and Israel, maybe they would also be subjugated to further attacks. Their accomplishment of destroying Hamas for what it is has allowed Israel to break international law and norms. So this is, of course, the top issue it's going to be a top issue for the entirety of this week, as the Middle East tensions are escalatory.
I want to pick this for the trade and tariffs issue, the new order he has given. US President Donald Trump urged to EU to impose 100% tariffs on China and India. For India, it was 50% to pressure them away from purchasing Russian oil, doubling down on economic leverage against Moscow. The request has raised concerns in EU circles about its impact on trade relations. Sir, is it practical? Is it logical? Is it technical? And is it?
Thanks for the question and the statement. Of course, at this moment, you see America's targeting of 70 countries and the tariff package for these 70 countries has almost made sure that Donald Trump become unfavorable to the most common citizens of America. There is one thing that I picked out when Norman Floyd Barnes was saying the Supreme Court does not see eye to eye with several of Donald Trump's executive orders, one of those which include Donald Trump's effort to fire the Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. A federal judge on late Tuesday blocked President Donald Trump's unprecedented effort to fire the Federal Reserve head, Governor Lisa Cook. So that is the title from CNN, and that what opens up Pandora's box into understanding not all of Donald Trump's measures are not beneficial for not only the United States and if not the entire globe. But today, Donald Trump is seen trying to tell the European countries to hold China and India, someone who is a very emergent power in Asia, to have another kind of set of tariffs from the European end. So this is not how world trade, in my opinion, should be running. The World Trade Organization is the body that should be understanding what kind of trade or if not economic barriers there are between various trading partners, and when I say that, I mean various international community players, various countries. But if you look again to this point where Asia remains to be the manufacturing hub of the planet, that is the bottom line here, and no one can try to change that. And in my opinion, this is a measure to change what Asia
very
is.
powerful word. Asia is becoming the manufacturing hub for the world. I really appreciate this.